this fell out. I have a list of papers folded with different words and, different things on them. And the word forgiveness fell out. So that just lets me know that, even still on the other side, she's a sweet soul. I am using this deck here because I just want to pull on her energy real quick. Not on her her soul, but just like the energy that she was in prior to. We have losing self. And before I get into the cards, I just want to say, I know that a lot of people are saying that, allegedly DC, sacrifice and, her or whatever. You have to really be careful in understanding how the game works, because people are looking at it as a sacrifice because of his position and where this young man is trying to go in life. To me, I'm not really picking up that energy from him. I feel like he's just, a young black man who has finally got a chance. He's always kept his faith in God, and he prays, and he's grateful for the things that he has and for his family. And, he was grateful for that. He was in love with that. I do feel like, like it was a little bit of an irritant, like I feel like he didn't really understand her world, like the YouTube world and like the vlogging world. Like, I feel like, like, why you always got to record everything? Why you always got to pick up the camera and show these folks, like, what you doing? Like, it ain't their damn business type of, it was kind of like, I feel like he was like that. Like, it was irritant, not that, you know, I just feel like he just didn't understand her world, like the vlogging world or whatever, but he was a part of it and he supported it. The first card that fell out was losing self, which lets me know that there was some internal issues there, just trying to figure out who you are again. When a woman does have a child, she definitely loses herself, and it's just natural. It's just a chemical imbalance. It just naturally happens. You're not the same anymore, and you're just trying to figure out who you are. As far as the surgery, I just honestly feel like this is something that she was going to do regardless, whether it was going to be with this doctor or not. It was going to be with somebody else. It was going to be with another doctor, like the other card that just flipped over was mental exhaustion. It was going to be with somebody else, the mental exhaustion comes in with trying to keep up with her lifestyle, and not by saying like she couldn't keep up with her lifestyle, but just the um the artificial imagery of it, she was in an industry where pretty mattered, and it was just like you're on TV, you are in the beauty world, you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way, and the most sexy, the most beautiful, just godlike spirited people can have such internal low self-esteem issues because they're looking at other people. There's always somebody else, like even the greats, like, Beyonce, let's just, people look at her as perfection, but she deals with her own insecurity. So I just feel like it was just getting to Miss Jacky O, like to the point of just like, I'm just tired, but I just gotta keep up with it. It's very hard to um, it's very hard to keep up with this artificial world. You always picked apart here. You always looked at and judged, and as a woman, it's definitely hard. And then they have this culture of bounce back, and like I had my baby, and now I'm flat tummied, and like it's a culture that is damaging to the woman's self esteem. And so I feel like that was mentally exhausting to her. We got disloyal and unfaithful. This could be her companionship, or this could be. I honestly feel like this is a female though. When I the sacrifice thing, and I just feel like this is a female energy. Somebody around this girl that is thirsty, like will do anything to get recognized and will do anything to get to the top, and they're disloyal and unfaithful. It's like they see, oh my god, you naturally got all these followers and da, 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 you just doing this and doing that, like I could do makeup too, and I can do this or that and the third. And it's like I'm really picking up a female around her that's that has this energy, you know, pretty in the face, you know, thin and sexy in the waist. You got the same kind of vibe that she had going on, but it's jealousy there. Not saying that she knew about it or she picked up on it, but spirit is saying, yeah, it was some disloyal and unfaithful friendships. You know, people will cheer you on and laugh in your face and wipe your boo boo if you can't wipe your boo boo. But the whole time you secretly wanting your man, be secretly envious of the blessings that God has given to you, secretly envious of the connection and the what you call that, and the stronghold of how God is working his working his favor, you know, all over you. We got can't be tamed. So I feel like this is her energy. Like she was going to do what she, like I said earlier, she was going to do what she was going to do this surgery no matter what. This was something that she had already made up in her mind, and I can hear it in my ear almost, like, you know, I just feel like I almost can hear like DC even talking her out of it, like, you know, just take your ass to the gym, Jackie. Just go work out. You know, like you don't got to go through no surgery. You know, you just had a baby. Fuck. You know, like I can literally hear him arguing with her back and forth about it. But I feel like she was just like, no, you know, what does she call him, John? Like, no, John. Like, you know, I've had 3 of your babies. Like, you know, this is my body. You know, I've done my research. I know what I want to do. I want to look this way. You know, I go to the gym, but it's not snapping back. It's not giving me what I needed to give. And I feel like she was gonna do it no matter what. Okay. We got chaos and confusion. So I feel like it did. Her decision was bringing a lot of chaos and confusion. Like, excuse me. Um, should she do it? Should she not do it? You know, and then on top of that, it was also a lot of chaos and going on within her world, you know, on the inside. I feel like she was trying to maintain that and find her peace with God. We got mindless with no direction. And that goes back to this, you know, and the mindless with no direction. Like it was I'm gonna look like a Barbie doll no matter what, because this is how I see myself. This is my lifestyle. We have finding self. So yes, when you go through the dark night of the soul, you go through a spiritual awakening. You become closer to God, and that's exactly what she was doing. By getting closer to God, you start finding yourself and figuring out who you are and why all these things happen to you. Um, and you know, and you just it's a lonely, misunderstood, dark road when you start going through this. We have stuck and all tied up. That I don't know what that could be right now. Let me just marinate on that. You know, you never know what people are going through. It could be something, a situation, personal situation. But this card flipped over twice. I'm gonna take it. This is a soul, death, and rebirth. So that goes back to the finding self again with her spiritual awakening and just her growth. And you know, just figuring out. I feel like she was going back in time too, dealing with a lot of issues with whatever her childhood issues were, or the missing gaps and the absentees of her real mom, self love and independence. I feel like she had, with missing the mama, without the mama being there. You know, I don't know what her upbringing was like, but I feel like she had to figure out how to find that love on her own. You know how the mama guides the daughter and teaches the daughter. I feel like she missed that, and so she had to figure out a lot of her independence and her own self love on her by herself on her own. I feel like she's been hurt, and this has been, you know, she's grateful for a lot of things. That's why she has a lot of forgiveness in her heart. She's a beautiful soul. Like really beautiful on the inside and the freaking out. We got 3 cards that flipped over. Vulnerability issues. So yeah, you know, like I said, when you have a child and you know you're a woman and you go through things, you don't feel as sexy and secure. And to be honest with you, I pick up that her partner was playing a role in her insecurity and her vulnerability, and it probably was not like intentional, but like passing by joking, and then you internalize that. And I men need to understand how powerful they are when it comes to self-esteem and a woman's self-confidence. Close the door. I feel like, sorry, the vulnerability issues is that, I feel like, her partner has said things to her, and this is the man that you take your clothes off for, you know what I mean? And so when a man says something about your physique, or yeah, you should do this, or da da da, or you need to work out, or da da da, it's just like, oh shit, that it starts seeping into your brain, like, do I need to work out? Oh no. And then you start thinking, like, because if he's making judgment about your body, that that that's going to intensify that wanting to get perfection. It's a mental exhaustion. We got escaping reality was the second card behind vulnerability. Escaping reality is trying to find perfection when you are already beautiful and already perfect. Escaping reality and trying to keep up with this fake world is exhausting. It's insane. We get the third card that fell out behind that was poor self-esteem and insecurities. Come on now, the cards are not lying here. I don't play over here. Spirit don't play over here. This is a word. She's letting you know, like, yeah, I had poor self-esteem. I had insecurities. I want to get my body done. My man over here talking shit, making jokes. I got all these bitches I got to compete with. They all up on my man. I have a lifestyle that I have to uphold. I see a flabby stomach. I see, big arms, flabby arms. I don't see the perfection that everybody sees. I have body dysmorphia, and I'm going to get my body done. I don't understand. I hate how this world makes people feel. Like, everybody is beautiful and sexy in their own fucking way. Leave people alone. We got real regrets and ghosting and silencing. When I see that card, it reminds me of like somebody regretting having sex with somebody, but just having real regrets, on just life and things that she's accepted, things that she's allowed to take place. A lot of this is not her ghosting and silencing people. This is like people that I feel have ghosted her and silenced her, or like, when I feel like she's like an introvert, not an introvert. What is it called? A light worker, a chosen one, a special soul. Like, she's always there for everybody else. But when it's like she needs something, everybody too busy, or don't, or like, oh, you okay, girl? You always happy go lucky, ain't that wrong with you? Like, but and I feel like she feels like nobody really listens to her. The real regrets is coming in. Oh God, I don't even want to say that. She regrets doing what she did now that she's on the other side. And that's because, wow, oh my God. And we got sorrow and remorse that came over. She regrets what she did on the other side. Because it's like, I wasn't expecting that to happen to me. Sorrow and remorse. I wasn't expecting that to happen to me. Mm. Fear of love fell out. It's representing to me that she, somewhere along the line there was a emptiness, a dormant space where it should have been filled with somebody, I guess, that should have been in her life that wasn't, possibly a mother figure, I don't know. But I feel like that vulnerability and that fear has allowed her to overindulge in love. I don't know where I left off, but the camera had cut off. We got third party. I feel like somebody was trying to flirt with her man, or um like these wilding out issues, maybe something behind the scenes at work on her job. But I feel like there was some issues going on, like, and when you're in Hollywood, like that type of energy, like, especially when these females see that you are in a relationship and you got a family, they little coochie get hot and they ready to tear it down. We got empty inside. She was feeling very empty inside. The only thing that fulfilled her was her babies. Denial of truth and secrets and unsolved mysteries. So secrets are about to start being revealed. I honestly feel like it's one of her, it's something, I don't want to say one of her friends, allegedly all this, whatever. But I feel like this was definitely, somebody is jealous of, somebody is jealous. I don't feel, and, let's just say if it was a sacrifice or whatever, and they say, oh, DC's going to start making all these different movies and da 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 da. If it was that, and I'm going to do a true crime tarot, and that reading is just, it's going to allow her to really speak and say what happened to her within her passing. But I'm going to say that I feel like a female is involved in this, whether it be somebody that she knew or whether it be a female that is looking at her in jealousy or just wants some type of, just wanted to do something devilish. But I was gonna want to say is, people are saying DC's gonna be famous or more famous, and he's gonna be all over Hollywood. If that is the case, I honestly feel like that would be a type of Aaron Hall type of situation, where, like, if you ever heard the story of how the girl that he was with, that he was trying to allegedly sacrifice and Tupac allegedly rescued, she talks about how, he was just talking trash to her and just being mean to her and disrespectful to her because he knew what was leading up, what was going to happen. And so he was trying to prepare himself to dislike her. It's a psychological thing, you flip your brain so that it can trigger you to force yourself to not like this person because you know what's about to happen to this person. It could be that type of situation where it's just like you're gonna have to give up something, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, no, I'm not doing that, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you don't have a choice in this matter. It could be that, I don't know, but I definitely feel like there's a female energy that's trying to also grab a bag off of her, have been trying to grab a bag off of her, and even in her death, trying to possibly grab a bag. Time will tell. God reveals all secrets. Everything that's hidden in the dark comes to the light. I'm going to do another part two, but it's not going to be like this. It's just going to be a true crime tarot reading from Miss Jacky O.